4 reasons why your ex has not come back. Hello and welcome to Love Advice TV. If this is your first time visiting the channel, then welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the community. If you have been part of the community for quite some time, then welcome back. My name is Danny, and I am one of the head coaches here at Love Advice TV, the With My Ex Again project, and the Happily Committed project. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we are talking about the reasons for why your ex has not come back. Now, this is something that I get asked a lot in my one-on-one coaching sessions and emails, DMs, comments that I see on the YouTube channel and all of those things. So I wanted to create a video just to kind of maybe shed a little bit of light as to some of the reasons for why you are feeling like I have done everything I possibly can and nothing is working. They are not coming back. I've tried to apply the no contact rule. I've tried to apply radio silence, and it does not seem to be working. Coach Danny, what do I do? So there's a couple of reasons, right? Well, actually, 4 reasons, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, but the ones that I usually find are causing your ex to not come back are some are related to the no contact period, right? And maybe not necessarily completing it the way that it should be completed. And other reasons are just because of how we are behaving or acting during this period of time, right? So the first one is breaking the no contact period. If you have attempted to do a no contact period and it has been really hard for you to stay in it, right? So you're in a no contact period for 5-6 days and then you break contact, you send a text message because you're anxious. You want to try to reach out, you want to communicate because you feel like if you don't, you're going to lose them forever. They're going to forget about you, they're going to move on, and all of those feelings are understandable. They're valid. I get it. But the purpose of the no contact period is for you to recenter yourself, for you to reground yourself emotionally. Because if not, what's going to end up happening is that you're going to fall into old patterns of behavior if you haven't given enough time and space for A, you to heal and to process what's happened, right? And B, to give your ex the time and space that they are requiring because there's a reason for why they broke up with you in the first place. And most of the time, that reason is because they feel suffocated or they feel controlled or they feel there was a lack of connection or they just need space in general because they're going through whatever it is they are going through. So completing that no contact period is incredibly important. The second thing here is you haven't done the work, right? And we talk about this quite often, especially myself in my one-on-one coaching sessions with clients. And if I was having a session with you and we were sitting here having a conversation, I would ask particular questions, right? What is it that you are insecure about? What reasons do you think may have led to the breakup itself? And where do you feel you have accountability in the situation, right? Now, I get it. It's not always your fault, right? It may just be something that they were going through and they were not able to process emotionally and they're shutting off, and maybe it's a quarter life crisis, midlife crisis, whatever the case may be. It's not always your fault. And I'm not trying to say that at all, right? Because a relationship is a two-way street. However, because it is a two-way street, most of the time there is accountability on both parts. And maybe there were particular patterns of behavior that you were displaying that were resulting in your partner feeling, again, suffocated, controlled, maybe unable to really kind of express themselves how they would want to, maintain a sense of independence. Whatever the case may be, it's always important that we take a step back and we reflect and we think about how we may have contributed to the breakdown of the relationship as well. So if there are certain things that you needed to work on, right? Maybe your communication, your ability to resolve conflict. Maybe you are the type of individual when conflict does arise, you are avoidant and you kind of shut down. Or you're the polar opposite, where when conflict does arise, you're more anxious and you feel the need to get everything out on the table and work through it right in that moment. And that can also be overwhelming for your partner, depending on how they process and how they do things. So really working on your self-awareness and self-development and the things that you need to work through prior to trying to re-attract your ex, because it is incredibly important to have a strong sense of self and self-confidence if you're going to be able to accomplish your goal. The third thing here is displaying needy and clingy behavior, right? So this kind of piggybacks off of what I last said. So if you're still incredibly anxious about the breakup, if you're still constantly reaching out, if you're texting, if you're calling, if you're commenting on their social media, if you're DMing them, if you're checking their stories all the time, all these behaviors is an indication to your ex that you're not ready yet. That there are still patterns of behavior that you're displaying that make them uncomfortable or are the reasons for why they stepped away from the relationship. So, if one of the points of contention in the relationship was you being needy and clingy, then it is incredibly important that we do the opposite in order to re-attract your ex. So if you're still displaying that neediness and that clinginess, that can be one of the reasons for why they are not coming back. And lastly, a lack of consistency. Right? Consistency is key through the process of reattraction and reconciliation. And if you're all over the place emotionally, that can be incredibly confusing for your partner and also make them hesitant to come close, become vulnerable, open up, maybe try to reconnect, right? So if for a week or two you are following strategy and you are keeping things cool, calm, and collected, and you're acting very casual and things seem to be getting better, and then all of a sudden you have a bad day or a bad week and all the emotions are coming out and you're word vomiting on them and you're being incredibly anxious and you're overly communicating and texting, so that pattern is now like this, that's going to make them second guess the entire situation. And what's going to actually end up happening is you're going to push them away. So consistency is key. And the best way to remain consistent is to have allowed yourself to heal and process throughout the no contact period, and then reestablish contact once you feel more grounded and that you are able to regulate your emotions better than you were able to before. If this is something that you are struggling with, if this is something that you feel like you need help with, I am more than happy to help you with that. I'm more than happy to guide you through this. I help clients all the time throughout this process. And it's really just about establishing and understanding what your needs are, right? And how to utilize those needs, how to achieve the goal that you're looking to achieve, but do it in a way where we're able to really create a comfortable environment for your ex to be able to feel like they can be vulnerable again or reconnect. So again, if this is something that you feel like you need help with, I am more than happy to support you through that process. I will make your life easy and put a link in the description box down below for a one-on-one coaching session. It'll take you directly to the page. You can book your session and we can start to take control of your life today. The other part of this also is just really understanding yourself from a core level, from a fundamental level. And a lot of these actions, these behaviors come from a place of insecurity. So we also have an incredible training for insecurity and how to overcome your insecurities. I will also put that in the description box down below so you can pick up that training and you can start to work on the things that you need to work on to get your ex back. I love having interactions with you guys. I love seeing what you have to say. If you are in this situation, if you've been in this situation, if you have questions, if you feel like there are other things that could have been added, make sure you leave it in the comment box down below. This community, this channel was made for you. So your opinion matters, your thoughts matter, and your experiences matter. So please make sure you are dropping a comment down below. I will read as many of them as I possibly can, and I will try to answer as many as I possibly can as well. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.